Recall that we said that a logic-based AI agent will have two parts to it, a knowledge-based and then the rules of inference. We'll come to the rules of inference a little bit later. First, let us look at how can we construct a knowledge base in the language of logic. So what we are trying to do now is that an AI agent has some knowledge about the world and it is going to express it in the scheme of logic. In earlier schemes of knowledge representation, we discussed how there were objects and relationships between objects, and any knowledge representation scheme would need to capture both objects and relationships between those objects. Logic has a particular way of doing it. So consider an object like a bird. This object may have various arguments, and we'll define something called a predicate, which is a function that maps object arguments to either true or false. So let us consider an example. Here we have bluebird as the object and feathers as the predicate on this object. Let's consider this example. Here bluebird is the object and feathers is the predicate on this object. Feathers is now a function that can map either into true or into false. Either bluebird has feathers or bluebird doesn't have feathers. In this particular case, feathers of bluebirds would be true because bluebirds do have feathers. Now, just like we had bluebird as the object in the previous example, here we have animal as the object, the same predicate. Now, of course, not all animals will have feathers, so this particular predicate may be true or false, depending on the choice of the animal. In this sentence, there are two predicates, one object, animal still, but there is the predicate feathers and the predicate bird. And we can capture a relationship between these two predicates by saying that if feathers animal is true, then bird animal is also true. This example has two predicates. Here there is one object, the animal, but the predicates are feathers and bird, and the sentence is capturing a relationship between the two predicates. If the animal has feathers, then the animal is a bird. In logic, we call sentences like this as having an implication. This is an implicative relationship. So in logic, we'll read this as feathers animal implies bird animal. Or if the animal has feathers, then it implies that the animal is a bird.